Well, greetings, friends. On Tuesday, I had my daughter with me and we talked about making memories. Well, today I have my sister with me and we're going to talk about remembering. Now, she was a school teacher for how many years?
43 years.
43 years. And I think being a school teacher really helped you to really be organized. And I just want you to share a little bit about your organization and how you think that remembering is important, biblically speaking, spiritually speaking. Just share a little bit with us.
As a teacher, you always want your children to remember the important things that you taught. At times, I would have them at the end of the class period just write a simple statement of what they had learned. And then, of course, test time, during testing, you want them to really tell you, how much they learned.
Mm-hmm. So, how does this apply spiritually? I know we were talking earlier and you were talking to me about the Old Testament and the children of Israel and how they were to remember. Just share a little bit about some of the thoughts that you had.
A couple of things that struck me in reading the Old Testament was how many times God's people were told to remember or do not forget certain things. And what God was trying to get them to do was to remember the things that He had done for them. And many times when they got in the middle of the testing or in the middle of the trials, they would get frustrated because they did not remember all of the good things that God had done for them.
We have a problem sometimes. I think the older we get, the worse it gets. But really, spiritually speaking, we must do whatever it takes to remember the blessings of God, the mercies of God, and the promises of God.
Absolutely. I have gotten to a point where I have done this for several years. I will write down the things that God has answered, the prayers that God has answered, so I can go back and look at those. I did that just recently at last year this time, things that I was praying for, things that God had answered for me. It is important to remember. God wants us to remember what He has done. It builds our faith when we do that.
If we don't remember, we actually can get discouraged very quickly.
Absolutely, and I have done it so many times. It's easy to get very, very frustrated when we don't remember what God has done in the past for us.
I remember Dad telling a story about the old preacher who got discouraged and he was going to throw in the towel, and he went behind the barn where he used to pray all the time, and he began thanking the Lord, saying, "Lord, I'm gonna quit, but I want to thank you for this and that." He began to remember, and pretty soon he forgot about all the other things. Well, listen, thank you for joining us, and God bless you as we remember God's blessings on all of our lives. God bless.